Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. This video is all about planet Saturn and which are the houses Saturn becomes weaker is what I'll be discussing in this video. First and foremost thing, Saturn represents work. Saturn represents patience, perseverance, dedication, commitment. Saturn represents discipline. Saturn represents workload. Saturn represents labor. Saturn also represents occupation. Saturn represents work tension, fulfillment of desires. Saturn represents the kind of people that you employ under you. So all these things are characteristics of planet Saturn. Saturn mainly represents the kind of occupation that you take, the kind of business that you take up. So it's what being determined by planet Saturn. And Saturn is the karaka for your career as well as marriage, which are the two important phases in your life. If Saturn is favorable in your birth chart, then obviously you'll be having very good career progress, and you'll be getting promotions after promotion, especially in the Saturn planetary period, and that will become your highest peak period, your peak. You'll be going to the heights, greater heights in your career with respect to the planet Saturn, especially in his planetary period. And we have to analyze the transit astrology. As per transit astrology, we need to understand where exactly Saturn is transiting. If at all Saturn is transiting upon your natal planets, especially like Jupiter or Mercury or Mars, so that's when we have to check which kind of profession will be suitable for you. And career prospects astrology is totally a different subject, which I'll not be touching it here. I want to restrict about planet Saturn and also which are the houses Saturn becomes weaker. Saturn becomes weaker in the first house of self, mindset, personality, characteristics, behavioral traits, and also the mindset, childhood. So Saturn doesn't go well in the first house. He will create very slow progress in terms of the development, in terms of growth in the life, and that will create a great friction with respect to the native if Saturn is placed in the first house. If Saturn is placed in the second house, again it's not favorable because second house talks about assets, wealth accumulation. Second house also talks about speech. So if Saturn is placed in the second house, that will not be giving you good favorable results in terms of accumulation of wealth and properties and also assets. So that will, one thing Saturn does is basically it will never denies the success, but it will only delays the success. Okay, success is guaranteed, but it's only delayed, but it will never deny the success. And again, Saturn in the fourth house brings you real estate profits, but only after certain losses. Initially, you'll be undergoing major losses in the business or any kind of, especially because fourth house. Why I'm talking about real estate? Because fourth house talks about real estate, share markets, and vehicles, automobiles. All these things comes under fourth house. If Saturn is placed in the fourth house, it will delay the success, but it will not deny the success. So we can consider Saturn in the fourth house, it's not favorable. And also the health of the mother is also affected if Saturn is placed in the fourth house. If Saturn is placed in the fifth house, education, fifth house talks about education, fifth house talks about children. So children will be very adamant in nature, they will not be listening to your words, and that will become a greatest worry in your life in terms of managing the children. So if Saturn is placed in the fifth house, and also there will be a lot of love affairs, and at the same time failures with heartbreaks, all those things will be there if Saturn is placed in the fifth house. And but the only thing is, just because of your past life good karma, Saturn might grant you good amount of money if Saturn is placed in the fifth house. If Saturn is placed in the seventh house, you'll be getting a matured spouse who will be teaching you so much of things, but at the same time she'll be little egoistic in nature, and that's what create a lot of relationship problems. There'll be some kind of conflicts and disturbances in the family environment if Saturn is placed in the seventh house. So seventh house Saturn is also not favorable. If Saturn is placed in the eighth house, there'll be sudden downfall in the life, and also a lot of challenges and obstacles generally crop up if Saturn is placed in the eighth house. If Saturn is placed in the 12th house of losses, expenses, and liabilities, Saturn makes you to get into debts, and you will have a lot of problem in terms of accumulation of wealth to resolve your debts. So that generally happens if Saturn is placed in the 12th house. But good thing about 12th house Saturn is it will take you to foreign lands. So sometimes people just settle in the foreign lands and they will not be able to come to the homeland just because of so and so reasons that Saturn creates. That means compared to the homeland, abroad will be really good for the people if Saturn is placed in the 12th house. But of course, budgetary allocation at the same time calculation of risk is very much important. That's what I keep telling about planet Saturn. It's all about dedication, determination, transparency, honesty. All these things, keywords applies for planet Saturn. How much discipline you are, how much time constraint you are, how organized you are, all these things is being determined by planet Saturn. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. If at all you need my astrological consultations, the link is mentioned in the description section. Do book for an astrological consultation. Once I get a consultation order, I'll be able to help you with a complete analysis pertaining to your individual birth chart. Not only about planet Saturn, I'll be able to discuss about all other 9 planets, and I can prepare the prediction analysis pertaining to your individual birth chart. Not only just about planet Saturn, as I mentioned to you, I'll be discussing about all the 9 planets and also the yogas and so many things. I'll be adding it up in your analysis report, wherein which you can refer it for the lifetime. So please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel if at all you haven't subscribed, because these videos I keep uploading in my YouTube channel for you to gain the knowledge out of it, and my objective is to help you with the knowledge of Vedic astrology, which I have been doing through these videos. But at the same time, I keep telling it to you, half knowledge is dangerous. Do not experiment your birth chart just by watching one video, because one planet doesn't trigger an event in your life. Always events generally happens because of combination of many planets in your birth chart. Okay, so thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.